Good afternoon, YouTube. Hope everybody's doing okay out there today. It's a nice, beautiful day today. We're getting our first snow of the year. So that's pretty cool. And first snow of last year, too. So it's really pretty out today. I wanted to come out and do a video. It's not really snowing that heavy. It's nowhere near what it is, in Norway or somewhere like that. But it's still pretty cool. We don't get much snow here in Georgia, off and on, every once in a while in the southeast United States. So it's pretty neat when it does snow, and all the kids get excited and everything. So I thought I would come out here by the creek and do a little video today. And so I wanted to show you guys another gorget that I made. This one I did yesterday, actually, but I've been planning on doing it for a while. And it's one of my favorite designs that the Mississippians did. I'll come over there and show it to you. But it's of Birdman, who is also known as Redhorn or Morningstar. And you can see it. I know it's kind of dark, but that's it right there. And he actually has a head, a severed head in his hand. And it's the legend is that he goes to the Underworld, which is not really the Underworld that we think of, like in the Egyptian myths or things like that. It's not like the land of the dead. It's actually the night sky. So you have an upper world, a middle world, and a lower world. The lower world and the upper world are basically it's a duality. So the upper world is the light, the underworld is the dark, which is the night sky, and that has to do with constellations, the stars, things like that. But I'm not sure on the whole tale of this. I don't even know if a lot of people do know, because it's Mississippian culture, so it predates a lot of the American tribes. A lot of the American tribes came from that era, that culture. So I've been trying to research the actual tale of that, but I can't really find it. Another thing I wanted to show you guys were these beads. These are actual beads that were found close to some mounds here in Georgia, and these are really cool beads. I don't know if you can see, if it'll focus on them, but they're quartz and they're really beautiful. These are just coyote teeth. They're new, but all of the rock ones on here, all the quartz, are all beads found locally in Georgia around some mounds, which there's a set of mounds called Etowah Mounds, which is actually not the correct way of saying it from what I hear. It's Etowah. Etowah is a Creek word from the Creek Indians. And what's funny is that a lot of people say that the Cherokee lived at the Etowah Mounds, or Etowah Mounds here in Georgia, but there's some historians who say that they never lived at Etowah in Cartersville, Georgia. That there are accounts written somewhere where the Cherokee had stated in the late 1800s that they did not live at the Etowah Mounds in Cartersville because they said it was haunted. So they didn't actually live there. They might have utilized it, but they never actually lived there at that spot, which I found kind of interesting, because all my life I've been told, and even there at the exhibit at the mounds, they say that the Etowah, or the Cherokee, actually lived there at Etowah Mounds. but I will find the video and put it in the link about the history of that this guy had dug into about the Etowah Mounds. He does a lot of good history on mounds in Georgia and the Mayan Georgia connection. If you haven't heard of that, basically it's that the Mississippian culture either came from the Mayan culture or vice versa. So it's pretty interesting, and a lot of scientists say nay to it and say, you know, that's not correct. There's no way that Mayans could have been here in Georgia, and you know, vice versa, which I find kind of I find that kind of ignorant and just closed-minded, because if you think about it, you're basically just saying that Mayans were stupid and they couldn't travel very far, when indeed we know, in fact, that the Mississippian culture ranged from the southern U.S. to all the way to Oklahoma. There are mound sites up there, and they all have the same artwork. They all have the same themed artwork, which back then art was basically just a art was just basically a representation of reality, of their spiritual reality. So, you know, it was a materialization of that spiritual reality. That's what art represented back then. You know, that's how they told their legends and their tales and things like that, other than just with language. Instead of writing those things down, that's how they wrote them down, was through art. And I find that really interesting, but I just think it's, for me, it just seems really closed-minded that you wouldn't think that one culture or one peoples could migrate or go to another part of the same continent. I mean, you know, archaeologists say, well, you know, that humans came off from the land bridge over from Europe and walked all the way down to the southeast, but they will turn down the hypothesis that people from South America could have actually came to the southeast of North America. It doesn't make any, to me, it doesn't make any sense. And I think that's pretty, it's like an oxymoron. They'll walk all the way from Asia or Africa to the southeast of the United States, but they won't, but it's impossible for a culture to go, a highly advanced culture, like the Mayans or the Aztecs or the Olmecs. All these highly advanced cultures couldn't possibly come to the southern United States. That's just impossible to think of. That's no way. I think that's pretty ignorant to say, especially when you're claiming that Neanderthals or shortly thereafter came over on a land bridge or an ice bridge to the United States or North America, South America region. But anyway, there's a lot of really cool coincidences. I don't call them coincidences, but I think that it's pretty self-explanatory, as you know, a lot of the Mississippian culture drawings and themes, like the snake, the serpents, highly relate to the Mayan culture. So I think that's really cool. But it's just it's an odd coincidence that those things coincide so closely. And but the guy on the gorget is, he has various names: Morningstar, Redhorn, Birdman. He's found throughout all the mound cultures in the U.S. and possibly even the Mayan culture as well. So I'm going to try to research more and try to figure out some legends on him. It's really hard to find stuff back that far, but I'm going to try to do that and have a campfire tale on that too. I think that would be really cool to do. But I have seen and heard that that's actually his father's head that he has decapitated, that he's bringing him back from the spirit world. And basically the tale is about regeneration of Earth, regeneration of humanity. That humanity in itself does overcome death, and the rebirth of people as coming back to this world. I think it's pretty fascinating. So there's a bit of reincarnation there, from what I can interpret. So it's pretty cool to think about that. But I'm gonna get off here and let you guys go. I'm gonna try to enjoy some more of the snow and walk around in the woods some more, and see what I can find. I don't think I'm gonna find anything today. It's pretty muddy and snowy around, but I'll let you guys go. Oh, my ground cloth. I was going to show you my ground cloth that I made. It's wax canvas and leather, but a little dirty there. But made this pretty big ground cloth, and I have some symbols on it from the Mississippian culture as well that I drew on here before I waxed it. But you have basically the bird's eyes. Those represent the upper world. This represents the underworld. And then you have middle world symbols. No, this represents the upper world. Sorry, these are the sun symbols right here and here. And this is the middle world. So we have the underworld. I don't know if you can see those. It's really dark. And then the upper world, which is the sun symbol. A lot of people think that those are crosses, but they're not. It's actually if you see four sticks, or a cross symbol in a circle in the Mississippian culture, that is the sacred fire. And it's 4 logs actually connecting in a cross pattern to symbolize the sacred fire. But all right, so I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna talk with my hands because that's cool. But anyway, let you guys go. Stay strong and be safe out there, and we'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.